We're live!
Yay!
Yay! Hey guys, so episode 3 and we're still here.
Yes. For any of you who are actually listening to us at this point. Yeah.
At this point, I think we're just talking to ourselves.
Pretty much. Although we did get several views on the live stream, so that was nice.
That was really nice.
Yeah. Thank you for hanging out with us 6 people.
We love all 6 of you.
Yes, we do.
We do.
And I love everybody that sent in questions because I pretty much had to beg on my Tumblr, but I got questions, so.
I got one person to send me questions, which I may just send you one person the first chapter of the Finn sequel since the rest of them don't care.
You know what, though? You should just offer to do them a one-shot. You should try doing one request. Just one.
Until I finish with Bray, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should.
Well,
totally do that.
You know, Bray, he takes up all my time.
Okay.
It happens.
I would be fine with him taking up my time, so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we did ask you guys to send in questions, and then I begged some more and got some more questions. And so now we have quite a few, and then I think we're going to come up with a few of our own also.
Yes. Because honestly, I think we're going to learn a lot about each other.
That's true. That's true.
Exactly. So she was actually one of the first person to know about my Bray obsession.
I think I helped start the Bray obsession, actually.
Well, no, I was like, hey, you know who I think is strangely attractive?
And I was like, I totally like him.
Yeah, and then we were like, oh my god!
I think a lot of people secretly like Bray Wyatt, though. There's just something about him. There's just something about the crazy guys. I guess because I'm nuts. If you guys were watching my Snapchat today, which many of you were, you know I'm nuts. So
I did, but I didn't want to snap my crap because honestly, I was so close to taking a chair, hitting somebody with it, throwing a phone out a window, and telling everybody to fuck off. So
yeah, being an adult sucks, guys. It sucks.
Yeah. If you're under the age of 18, which you may not see our Tumblr post anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I posted a thing. It was like, hey, if you have your age restriction on, you're probably not going to see this stuff anymore.
Yeah. So I kind of thought of a way around it, which I totally remembered just now, bringing that up. The podcast might get its own Tumblr.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So at least you guys can see our podcast stuff and make a Tumblr. And not that I'm endorsing this lie about your age, but not that I'm endorsing this.
Just I'll endorse it if you want to listen to podcasts.
Well, the podcast we're gonna have for everybody, but if you want to read the smutty goodness or Bray almost attempting to murder somebody, lie about your age. Yeah,
that's the only disclaimer, that's the only way you're going to be able to read it is if you lie about your age.
Or if you're over the age of 18. Yay us!
Because I am way over the age of 18.
Me too.
I'm more over than you are. No pun intended. No wrestling pun intended.
Really? You probably are way more over with our listeners than I am.
That's probably true.
It's really true. Hey, I'm proud because I'd be a heel either way. So
there you go. There you go. This is like a commentary team. I'm the face and you're the heel.
Damn right. I'm the heel.
You gotta have both.
Gotta balance it out. We can't all be sunshine and rainbows on commentary.
Yeah.
Not really.
I fake it till you make it.
I feel like you're more of a tweener though. You're not really a face.
Tweener.
Like you go back and forth.
Is that a term?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're a tweener. Oh. You go back and forth.
I learned a term. I did not know what that meant.
Guys, I'm a nerd.
I was like a tweener, like a tween, like a teenager and a 20-something? Is that what you're talking about? Isn't that what tween means?
I think that's like between child and teenager.
Well, whatever. That term wasn't around when I was a child or a teenager, so.
I had just gotten in that like just barely got in there, and I was like, I am not that. Yeah.
All right, so Nikki's gonna start the questions because she actually prepared some answers. I'm just gonna answer them on the fly because I did not prepare answers
as much as I could, and I will just warn everybody now, if I butcher your Tumblr names, I am sorry, because I have enough problems with human conversation as it is. So, here we go. All right, this one's easy. This one is on Tumblr. I think this was a majority from you, which I will give a shout out to my one person. Thank you. I will give a shout out once I get to them on this list, because you are my number one fan. I think. I think you're the only person who follows me, except the Bray thing. I think Jennifer's the only one.
You should give it a try. One person asked a question,
or not, if that's not your thing. But hey, Finn's coming soon, so stick around.
Yay!
Yay!
Everybody seems to really like that.
Yeah, well, where are they?
Yeah, well.
Where's my questions, peeps? Anyway.
A lot of people like the post about questions. They just don't leave questions.
Or they're like, where's Baron?
Yeah. Write your damn alphabets. Jesus. I'm getting so addicted to writing those things. Like, I need to get back to writing the actual things that are requested. But
you and I have 2 that we have to write.
Yeah, we do. People are really wanting to do it.
I was going to say, unless I'm taking Bray.
It doesn't matter.
Which I might need your help. Anyway, so.
They're fun. They're so fun. And I can write them pretty quick, too. Like, if we get done in time, I may write Mojo before I go to sleep. Because now I'm awake. I felt tired earlier, but.
Well, you took a nap.
I did take a nap.
All right. So back to our questions now that we are way off topic. Kingslayer's Angel. Favorite non-WWE wrestlers? I have a few. And I will name them all. Don't ask me why. Adam Cole, baby. Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Marty, and Dalton Castle. And the boys.
I don't like the boys. I just don't.
I love them. I want 2 of my own to follow me around.
I just don't want them to talk and/or wrestle. Just come out with the peacock feathers.
Well, no, that's yeah.
I mean, they don't really talk, but they do wrestle sometimes.
They're not allowed to talk.
I wish a lot of men weren't allowed to talk. I.e., my husband.
I'm just not going to say who I think should never talk, because that will cause controversy. Anyway, Jennifer.
So that. Well, why did you? Okay, pick one of those. Why? I know why you picked Adam. Actually, I know why you picked all of them except for Dalton Castle. Why did you pick Dalton Castle?
This is kind of weird. I liked Dalton Castle. Like, I didn't hate him, didn't like him. But when I saw him live and saw like the pageantry and like how good he really is, like having to watch 4 episodes being taped and seeing how good he really is, I was like, I love me some Dalton Castle. Hell yeah.
He did kind of win me over, yeah. When you have to sit there and watch it 4 times. Like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
When you watch 4 episodes in one taping. Anyway.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay. So, non-WWE. Well, Kenny, obviously. I think if Kenny is not on your list, then you need to figure out why not. And if you've never seen Kenny wrestle, you can find matches on YouTube. You can search him out, and you see him on Being the Elite. If you don't watch Being the Elite, I don't know what you're doing with your life either.
I was literally just going to say that.
But he's awesome. He's really awesome. Wrestler and personality both. Jay Briscoe, because he is my beautiful little, what does somebody call him on Tumblr? Swamp Man? He's kind of a swamp man too, in a way.
We love our swamp men.
Yeah, so I love him. Non-WWE. I really like EC3. And I wish that he was not on TNA. I wish that he was somewhere where he was actually valued. He was in NXT at one point, and now he's not. I'm not really sure how that timeline worked out. But I really enjoy EC3. And I love Adam, of course, and the Bucks. But who else? I feel like I'm forgetting someone that I really, really like. See, this is what happens when you don't write down your answers. I feel like that there's someone else that is in Ring of Honor. And
Marty?
Marty. I do like Marty. Marty's entrance is very cool, too.
Marty's awesome, guys.
Marty's really awesome. I guess we'll leave it at that. Maybe I'll think of it. I will throw out another one if I think of it. I feel like I'm missing somebody. I can't think of it.
Okay. So these next ones, I'm going to warn you guys, some people sent a lot of questions just to get some Baron. So, if you're one of them, thank you for sending questions. But there will be some repeating names, and I'm just not going to say their name again. So, till you hear another name, basically, they've sent a lot of questions, and thank you.
Yes, we appreciate it, Reem.
Yes, we do. And if you're listening, thank you for listening, because I feel like nobody listens. Oh, boy. Anyway.
But everybody has to start somewhere, so.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing pretty good for only 3 episodes.
I think so.
Well, 4 if you count the live stream.
I think that we're entertaining.
I think we're fucking amazing.
I do too.
Yeah. Okay, Monster Martha, what is your favorite match?
Oh, yeah, you were teasing me about yours.
Yes.
You went and told me.
Mine is obscure, guys. And if you have the WWE Network, you will be able to watch this. It might be on YouTube, but I don't know. Because I have the network and have for very many years. It is Triple H versus Stone Cold at No Way Out 2001, 3 Stages of Hell match.
Oh, that is very obscure.
It is.
I'll have to go watch it.
Here's my thing, because until recently, I kind of forgot about it. But then, What Culture Pro Wrestling, if you follow them on YouTube, they are amazing, by the way. They did a Why You Should Watch No Way Out 2001 again. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch No Way Out 2001 again. That match is incredible. It's freaking insane. And they went for 55 minutes almost in a cage match, a street fight, and a straight-up wrestling match. Back to back.
I forgot about the 3 Stages of Hell matches. They haven't done those in a long time.
Which we need to bring that back.
Yes.
That was my first thought. But the 2 of them freaking killed it. And the ending where literally they are both just done. They're just, it's like it reminded me of the Kenny Okada 2 ending. Except this wasn't a draw. They were literally so tired that Triple H fell on top of them and got the pin.
You know, and they're like 2 of the biggest personalities too. So they know how to sell everything. So
guys, you'll thank me.
I'm going to go watch it.
You'll thank me.
Okay, so mine, I was thinking, again, randomly a while ago, because I was like, oh no, I'm going to say. Do not remember which pay-per-view it was, but it was the second Evolution versus Shield match at the pay-per-view where Seth jumped off the top of the, and there goes the dog. Off the top of the, cement, like where you walk into the arena. Do you remember what I'm talking about? And he was standing on top, and he jumped down.
Was it? It was either Extreme Rules or TLC, I think.
I think it was Extreme Rules.
I think it was because it was a Falls Count Anywhere. I think.
Was it?
I think because that's how they ended up in the where he jumped off the.
Yeah, but I was thinking that the pin was in the ring. I was thinking that Roman got the pin in the ring, and then came over where they were. I think Roman pinned Batista. I think Roman pinned Batista,
guys.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed the Evolution versus Shield matches because I like Batista. People want to boo the crap out of him and be assholes about him. If you don't like Batista, that's fine. But I love Batista. I think he's awesome. I think he was awesome before he left. And you need to go back and watch some of his matches. Like, don't just boo him. Like, go back and watch him. He's good. He was good.
I feel like he was the dark horse of Evolution.
He was.
He was.
He was. And I think he's charismatic. That's why he's an actor. He's got some charisma to him. And I loved his feud with Triple H right before he left. It was pretty awesome. And I just really love the Evolution versus Shield matches. Even better than the Wyatt versus Shield matches.
Those are insane.
Those are insane. But I just really enjoyed this. And then my other obvious one would be the Kenny Okada one that I watched, 3 nights ago. Because it was just amazing. Amazing.
It's incredible.
Yes.
All right. So same Tumblr handle. Worst match.
Okay, I can't wait to hear this. Because you wouldn't tell me, so.
Yes. Because I feel like you'll steal my answer.
Okay.
And it was a tough one because there was 2 and it had the same person in it. So and it's not Roman, guys.
All right.
KO versus Goldberg at Fastlane. 1 minute and 15 seconds. And 30 seconds of it, KO was running around trying not to get in the ring.
Any of Goldberg's matches this year were probably right up there as the worst.
My second one was Brock and Goldberg.
Which one?
Both. I will preface this as I am not a big Goldberg fan. Never have been. If we're going to go into the Monday Night Wars, I was never watching WCW. So, I wasn't. So, guys, for me, Goldberg, meh, not that great.
This is why I wish my husband, even though I'm pissed at him, was not asleep right now because he loved the Monday Night Wars. And he would be all over you not liking Goldberg.
I don't like Goldberg.
He loves Goldberg. He thinks Goldberg is awesome. Like, he liked those Lesnar Goldberg matches. I'm like, these are not matches. These are not matches. These are 3 moves and a pin.
These are 2 people who don't want to work who get to stand in the ring for a minute.
Yeah, I was like, but this is like, this is like my childhood. But I'm like, I don't care. It's not a match.
Well, you know what? Roman Reigns killed my childhood, so there you go.
Oh, God.
Look how many fucks I give. Sorry, guys.
Childhood? He hasn't been around that long.
No, when he retired Taker.
Oh.
Which that goes into one of my later questions. Thank you, guys. So you'll understand why that moment was very trying for me.
Yeah.
It was very trying.
But it has all to do with kayfabe, though, guys.
Yes.
It does.
And it's more Undertaker than anything. I think if anybody had done it, I would have been this upset. So.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the idea of what was actually happening. Yeah. So, but we'll get to that later.
Okay. So, worst match. I wish I could go further back in my mind and really think of what the worst match I've ever seen was, but I can't really go that far back because I don't have a very good memory when it comes to matches. So, I am going to say two, and both of them include one of my favorites, which is Dean Ambrose. But poor Dean Ambrose has gotten fucked over in the last 1.5 2 years, right? So the first one is the Brock Lesnar Ambrose match at WrestleMania, which was not Dean's fault. Apparently, Brock was just like, fuck this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I just want to come here and get paid. And that was pretty much it, right? And Dean had all these ideas that he wanted to play off of him. And he apparently did not want a part of it. So it was like he was phoning in the match, which half the time he acts like he's phoning in the match anyways. And poor Dean was having to do all of it. And it was terrible. I felt so bad for him. I mean, it's WrestleMania. And this is what he got stuck with. It was terrible. It was horrible. But at least he didn't get any bones broken or anything. That's the only good thing.
He didn't die.
He didn't die. And then the other one is also Ambrose, the Ambrose Jericho Asylum match. Like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? It was terrible. Like, I was so excited for it. Because, this is going to be awesome. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. The only good thing was the very end with the thumbtacks, the 69 thumbtacks, which no one will ever forget the 69 thumbtacks. But other than that, what the hell? You have 2 really good wrestlers, and the idea was good, and then you get there, and what was the stupid? There was one thing that was hanging over the cage that was really, really stupid. What was it?
Was it Mitch the Potted Plant too?
Maybe. Wasn't there like a mop or something?
Yeah, but I feel like a mop is like old school hardcore.
Maybe. There was something hanging over the cage, and maybe it was the plant. I can't remember, and I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, that's going to be one of the weapons? Well, I guess it wasn't the mop. I can't remember, but it was horrible.
But here's
it failed. The crowd did not like make any sound during the whole thing. It failed.
Okay. So I feel like if it was Mitch the Potted Plant, I feel like that was the only semblance of a story in that match. Was the fact that he cracked Mitch one over Dean's head.
True.
I feel like that was the only semblance. Now, it could have been a million other things there. Yeah. I feel like there was some other stupid shit there. But
I'm trying to remember. I think it was worse than Mitch. I can't remember. But when they revealed everything that was hanging up there, I was like, are you serious? Like, this is what you were building up? It was kind of like the whole Bray and Randy, what did they call that match?
House of Horrors. Which
was very cool. It was like watching a movie. But at the same time, the actual match itself
was terrible.
And it was like pointless. Like, or like the movie part, but that
the movie part was badass.
Yeah, but the actual match itself, it was like, okay, no, like the fans didn't get to actually see any of that, you know, what was going on in the video. So really, they got screwed because we all saw that at home, and then the match in the ring was like, not a big
I feel like. I think I was snapping you during that, and I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then the match happened. I'm like, what was that?
I know. It was just like, you know, but it goes to show, though, that, you know, we know Randy acts in movies. Bray would be an awesome villain in a movie.
Oh, my God.
Like a serial killer or something?
He's still my beating heart.
He could definitely play Manson in a movie. For sure. The cult leader.
Okay, be still my beating heart. Go on.
He could play, you know, but you know, Manson claims he never killed anybody, which is not true. Like, people say he did. Now, he didn't kill any of the actual people that they all got arrested for, but he's killed people, right? Bray would be the same way. Bray would be like, I didn't kill anybody, you know.
It was Abigail.
Yeah, it was Abigail. It was, you know, Abigail made Luke do this and made Braun do this, and I didn't do it. I didn't kill anybody. You know, but I think he'd be a really good villain in a movie. I think he could play Manson really good.
Okay, sorry for you 18 and under listeners. I am really turned on by that.
But we both like serial killers.
Do you see how this mind works?
We really like serial killers. I have a book called The Encyclopedia of Serial Killers, and I enjoy reading it.
I have a bunch of serial killer stuff on my DVR, guys.
Oh, and I have Helter Skelter, the book about the Manson murders.
So do I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good book.
It is. You guys totally read that. That's a hot tip if you like serial killers.
Read Helter Skelter.
So this one is not so much wrestling content related, but more towards us. Where did Kylo go?
Who is one of my buddies.
Good. Have you ever considered or had the fantasy of being a wrestler? And if so, what would you want your ring name and character to be? Yes, I actually have. For a while. I physically cannot. So, I haven't really put much thought into it, guys. So, all I know is I would totally be a heel. I'd be a heel. Like, I could never be a face. I don't think I could. That's just not me.
It wouldn't be nearly as fun.
No. And honestly, I think we were talking about this before. I'd be Sister Abigail, probably.
I think that would be really cool. And Sister Abigail wouldn't necessarily have to wrestle.
No.
She could just intimidate everybody. Possess them with her mind.
I am 5 feet of fury, guys. Yeah.
I never wanted to be a wrestler. I want to be a valet. Or you know, a manager. Same thing. Or interviewer. That's why when I write all my stories, I don't really write my OCs as wrestlers because I never wanted to be a wrestler. But I think I would make a pretty badass valet. We were talking about this earlier. I would make a really good Baron valet. I really think I could. I would get him over. I would. I don't know what I would do, but I would get him over somehow.
Those fans would not be talking about his stomach.
No, they can tweet me. You can tweet me, bitch. Tweet me if you have a problem with his balding hair, his stomach. I will handle it. I will handle it for him.
I feel you. I feel like I could totally make it work.
I could make any. I could think they should give me somebody and be like, here, make people like him, or make people really hate him. And I think
people care. Make people fucking care.
Right. But I feel like he is getting more hate now as far as boos and actual fan reactions, so that's a good thing. That people actually care.
I feel like people are mean, though.
People are really mean about him. And I think that's why he made that comment on Talking Smack about how he didn't need abs to win a world title. Because he knows people say that shit all the time. And that's why he wrestles with his shirt on, I firmly believe. Because when people started all that shit, he stopped taking his shirt off, which is a shame. I like to see those tattoos. I'm just saying.
Did he have his shirt on or off when I was at Raw? But anyway, Bray, I think that's the same reason, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Because I saw some really hateful shit after Elimination Chamber, and that pissed me off. So.
People are just jealous.
Yeah. Seriously.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we all knew it was going to be Baron. Or Sammy. Poor Sammy. Poor Sammy sitting there on the ground. It's still so sad. But that's another topic. But anyway, never wanted to be a wrestler. Never.
He did have his shirt off when I was there.
He did?
Yes, he did. And he was against Zack Ryder. And guys, this is the saddest shit in the world. It was quiet.
Even with Zack Ryder?
No boos, no cheers. It was quiet.
That's sad.
And I think I was the only one going, yay, Baron! Only because at the time I was watching Breaking Ground, and I loved Baron on Breaking Ground. Again, if you have the network, watch Breaking Ground, because there's a lot of Baron on there.
Yes.
There is.
Get your Baron fix.
Get your Baron fix. All right, next. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to gush about him some more. Go ahead.
Okay, so... Oh, Baron. So we had two similar questions, so I kind of bunched them together. Mm-hmm. They're very similar, and I feel like they'd cross over if we had them separately. So they're together now. So one was from Anonymous, and one was from Super Resi 00.
Another one of my girls. I love her.
Yay. What are your opinions on the women's Money in the Bank match and Daniel's decision to pull the case from Carmella? All right. So, I thought the match was going great until the end. That end was bullshit, guys. Like, that was fucking bullshit. And it just made it clear that WWE still deep down thinks that a man needs to take a win from a woman because she can't do it on her own. Once again, another storyline where a man is at the center of it and the woman is basically like, oh, thank you for seeing me. Oh my God, you did it for me. Yay. No. And I love Carmella. If she had gone up that ladder on her own and grabbed that case and won it on her own, I would have been like, good for her. Mm-hmm. But this was fucked up. Like, no. I was a little perturbed that the decision to strip her of it wasn't done the night of, but strangely, Shane and Daniel Bryan were both not there.
Yeah, that was strange. I get why Daniel wasn't there, but why wasn't Shane there?
Yeah.
Like, so have this historic night. I mean, that right there should have told you nothing good was going to happen. Like, nobody's here, so nothing good's going to happen.
Nobody's going to save it. Nobody's going to save it. So I did like that he did strip her of the belt, or of the briefcase at SmackDown Live. I hope Ellsworth gets punched in the face for what he said about Baby Birdie, because
I hope he gets fired.
But I did love Bree's comeback of she's not a vegan, she's a vegetarian, she drinks milk. True story. But I kind of wish they held off till SummerSlam to do this.
I think having the match on SmackDown right there tells you it's not going to be nearly as good as it could have been. Like, it's just not. They're not going to give you something that amazing for free. They're just not. And, you know, unless SmackDown's ratings have really dropped. Have they really dropped? Because they were doing really well. I mean, they were doing really, really well.
I think, from what I'm hearing, as a whole, it's dropped across the board. But it wasn't like they were, like, amazing before. I mean, they were good.
They were beating Raw every now and then. So, I just feel like that it's going to be a total waste of time. Like, I don't understand the point of it. I don't understand why you had to fuck it up in the first place and redo it. Why? I don't get it. Yeah, you're right. It was going so well. It was so good. Becky even, like, landed on a ladder, you know, on her back. And I was like, oh, okay, they're really going to let them get physical with this. And then it was like, nope. We're going to let this idiot James Ellsworth climb up there and get the briefcase. And nobody's going to be able to stop him. Like, come on. Any of those women could take him out. Any of them. And there was not even anybody trying to get to him. And not to mention, he knocked Becky off of the ladder and onto the ground. Like, seriously? Seriously. And not a single person saw a problem with it that night. Those referees never did anything. They just stood up there and ran their mouths. I don't know what they were supposed to be saying, but
they're like, what happened? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I guess it was just bullshit. The whole thing was bullshit. Like, we should have known when it was the first match of the night that it was probably gonna be fucked up, because they were like, oh, first match of the night. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then, but yeah, because it only went down from there. The whole pay-per-view only went down from there until the very end. Of course, the men's match was good.
The men's match saved it.
Yeah, because, you know, they're allowed to actually do things. Women are not. So, I'm not holding my breath that next week will be good, but I am glad that somebody's going to actually, hopefully, win it fairly. I am glad he took it from her. And I really hope he fires James. I hope James throws in some other comment about Birdie and gets the axe, because I'm sick of him. Carmella does not need him. He's disgusting. He's pointless. He's annoying. Just get rid of him. Get rid of him. He does nothing. He brings nothing to SmackDown.
I'm doing the delete thing, guys. Like, literally.
I thought you were trying to tell me my microphone wasn't working.
No, that'd be up here. Delete. I really hope he does say something about Birdie. That way Daniel Bryan takes him the fuck out.
And Daniel said he would fire him if he said something else.
Well, punch him in the face, then fire him.
Then fire him. I would enjoy the punch.
I know. I'm like, I want the face punch.
And I would love for Shane to be standing there, and he'd be like, Shane. And Shane would be like, well, whatever. I didn't
Shane's
say anything.
like, no. Daniel punches him. Shane turns around and goes, oh, by the way, you're fired.
Yeah.
BT dubs, you're fired.
Yep. Ugh. I don't understand the point of ever bringing him on that show. When I went to SmackDown, there was a guy with his shirt on, and I was like, what? You spent money on this. Like, and not to mention, you're still wearing this out in public? Like, what is wrong with you? You're a grown-ass man. What is wrong with you?
You're a grown-ass man.
Don't need to be wearing that shit.
Next question.
Oh, God.
And I'm gonna ruin this thing. I'm gonna ruin it. I'm so sorry if I ruin it.
Lucha.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to... Oh, I can say it. It's in Spanish.
Okay.
Lucha para siempre.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you, because I cannot... I would have butchered it. It would have been bad.
Yeah, I don't really know. I've seen siempre. I'm not really sure what it means, but I have seen that word. My sister-in-law is a Spanish teacher, and my brother-in-law is from Colombia, so I have been around Spanish a decent amount for the last 13 years. So,
all right. Well,
I know what it means. I know what a lucha is.
Me too. Guys, this is going to be the heartbreaking topic of
God, it's still fresh.
Enzo and Cass.
Oh God,
our opinions.
Oh God.
So, I'm heartbroken still.
I cried.
Honestly, I cried. It felt like, I know it's his first heel promo, but I felt like
good.
It was really good, but I just felt like it was like, it's a lot of what people are saying on the internet about Enzo.
Right.
And that, I think to hear Cass say it to him was the hardest thing, because like I'll read it and I'll be like, oh, whatever. But to hear like Cass say it to his face and have him like crying and shit. No.
It's horrible.
No. I really don't think there's going to be much of a feud, guys.
No.
I don't. I mean, we kind of all know where they're going with this. Cass is going to be a mid-carder, and Enzo, I've heard, may go to 205 Live. So,
really?
So that's the last rumor I've heard.
Maybe some more people watch 205. That would be a benefit.
I don't know, but low-key, I shipped them together, and I'm still hurts, guys. Still hurts.
Terrible. Like, he was so mean. Like, he was a savage, man. Like, he was so mean. And I was just sitting there like, okay, you can let up at like any time. Like, just stop.
And he didn't.
And he didn't. He just kept going and going. And it was really good. Like, that was the best promo he's probably ever cut in his entire life. It was really, really good. But I was just devastated. And poor Enzo didn't say a word. He was just staring at him, and he was crying, and it was just horrible. I don't know if he was crying because he was upset about how, you know, they weren't going to be tagging anymore, or if he was, you know, just trying to, you know, kayfabe it as best as he could. But I was so sad. It was so sad. And I just, I knew it was coming. I knew the minute this shit started that that's what it was. I didn't want it to be, but I knew that's what it was. Because putting the Revival in the background every single time would have been too obvious. I mean, they did it, but then that was too obvious that, oh, blame it on the Revival. Yeah, no. And what I want to know is why Corey is in the middle of all this. Like, why are they putting Corey in the middle of all of it?
I don't know.
From the beginning.
I don't know, but Corey strolled in there like, I've got the answer.
He did, but it was just, I want to know the Corey deal. And I want to know the Corey deal with Angle, too. Like, why are they pulling Corey into all these storylines? It's strange.
Maybe we'll know more Monday.
Maybe. But I would really like to see Enzo be a manager. I think he would kick ass as a manager. I
wanted him to manage Cass, damn it.
Yeah. Well, basically, that's what he was doing anyway. But he would be an awesome manager. Like, he has all of the charisma. Cass ain't got no charisma. Sorry. He doesn't.
And you can't teach that.
You can't teach charisma. And Enzo has tons of it. So, yeah, I don't think there might not even be a feud, honestly. Like, it might just be a done deal. Like, clean break, done, and go on to something else. I don't want Enzo to get pushed to the side. Because I love Enzo. And I love, what's his real name? Do you know? I don't know what Enzo. I don't know what his real name is.
I just call him Enzo.
But, like, I love his Instagram. He just seems like this really cool, nice guy. And I just don't want him to get screwed over and eventually get let go because they decided to try to push Cass. Like,
I feel like before that happens, they would, not saying it'll be anytime soon, so don't be thinking that. But I think maybe this isn't it for Enzo and Cass.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe like 2 years down the road, Cass could be really remorseful.
Crawling back.
Yeah.
And then maybe he could be his manager.
Exactly.
Like, hey, come out and help me get people to like me again.
People hate me.
Yep.
All right.
Get booed out of the building on Monday, that's for sure.
Oh, that'll be damn funny. So next person. This one's a hard one for me to write, guys. This is from Fire Sprite. Our opinion on Paige.
Oh.
And this one's a hard one for me.
I think it was more on your opinion on Paige coming back.
Well, I'm gonna...
Wasn't that the question?
Okay. Don't make me come over there. Okay, so I will do my opinion on Paige first, because that is the second part of my answer.
Okay.
but because people don't know what our opinions are on everybody, I love Paige. I do. I have cosplayed as Paige on multiple occasions. I've watched her since NXT. So, I love her. I loved her on Total Divas too, even though everybody says it's fake. I don't care. I loved her on it. What frustrates me is what she does outside of the ring. It's frustrating because she has like all of the potential in the world and she's blowing it. But that leads into, I would be thrilled if she came back. But I feel like if it happens, shit's gonna have to change. Like, they're not just gonna let her back, you know, oh, hey, come on back in. Like, there will be rules attached, I'm thinking. I mean, they're not gonna be like, oh, you need to leave Del Rio and we'll let you back, but I feel like they'll put rules down to where she has to. Similar kind of to how Randy Orton was when he got into the WWE and had 2 wellness policy strikes. Like, they told him straight up, like, you need to follow this set of guidelines or you're done. Like, we're going to fire you.
Right.
So I feel like that maybe is what she needs, is to have them be like, we're not fucking around. Either you follow these rules or you're done.
Now, didn't she have a wellness violation?
She had 2.
She had 2. But we don't know what they were.
The first one, she said supposedly was because she didn't have the documentation in on time.
For her pain medicine, right?
Yes. Which, okay. But then she failed again when they retested her. So, and when she said it was the same thing again, they actually released a statement and said, no, you actually failed. So take it for what it's worth. But yeah, I think that's what would happen if she came back. I would be thrilled because I feel like she didn't even get a chance to show how good she is.
No.
So
she would have killed a ladder match for sure.
She would have killed that ladder match for sure. But I feel like that's, you know, I feel like she will be back though, eventually.
I think she's going somewhere because she posted on her Instagram about how she was getting to train harder now and she's like ready to get back into this thing. So she's going somewhere. Where is she going? I don't know. And I think as far as the ground rules, Del Rio talks a lot of shit about WWE. A lot of shit. And if they're married or engaged or whatever they are, it changes by the day. I don't know. Yeah. Like, she's got to be careful because he will talk shit about WWE and that reflects on her.
It does. Yeah.
And they can't hold this whole sex tape thing against her because there's Xavier Woods on your TV every week. Like, they can't hold that against her for making WWE look bad because Xavier did too. And Brad Maddox, wherever the hell he is.
He's rivaling in his lovely 15 minutes of fame again.
Like, I don't even remember them releasing a statement saying he had been released. So I don't know where he is.
It was 2015. He was released.
Oh, he was? Well.
Yes.
Was he even a wrestler? Like, he never wrestled, but was he a wrestler?
Very rarely.
Yeah.
If any. I mean,
hot mess.
Nothing noticeable. Yeah.
That tape was a hot mess, guys. Don't watch it.
Yeah, don't watch the tape, guys. Like, seriously, let me save you. Let me save you some time and humiliation. Don't do it.
No, it's not. It's nothing to write home about.
No, it really isn't.
Read some fan fiction. You'll be better off.
Yes. Read fan fiction and imagine yourself in the fan fiction and you'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's not that great. But I would be very glad for her to come back. I think they need her at this point because things are kind of in a lull, especially on Raw. They don't know what the hell they're doing on Raw. It's just a clusterfuck.
It really is.
And it sucks because they have a lot of really good women there. But they don't know what they're doing with them. And SmackDown has good ideas and then they fuck them up. So,
let me just tell you, I would pay to see Alexa versus Paige.
Oh, that would be good.
That'd be good.
That'd be really good.
All right. Next question. Anonymous. Our opinion on the newest crop of NXT talent. Example, Aleister Black, Roderick Strong, Ruby Riott.
I love Aleister Black.
Me too. I love Cassius Ohno.
I do. I like Roderick Strong. There's nothing wrong with him. Who I'm thinking? Eric Young is there. Love
Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode is there. Eric Young and Bobby Roode are both pretty well established. Eric Young never got treated right in TNA. No. They bounced him from one gimmick to the next, like the thing with ODB, and then they gave him the championship, but then they made him like this joke basically the whole time he was in TNA. So I'm glad he's getting a shot at. I'm sure he's probably very involved in this characterization. And it's good. Insanity is good. And I'm glad that he's getting to do what he likes to do because he seems to thoroughly be enjoying it, except, in comparison to in TNA where it was just a train wreck.
I love Insanity, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Obviously, Bobby Roode, we love.
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't love
He's
Bobby?
Glorious.
He is glorious, let me tell you.
He needs to be on the main roster.
Thank you.
He should have been on the main roster from the beginning. Him and Austin Aries should have been on the main roster from the beginning. AJ.
Asuka.
And Asuka.
She should have. Why was she put on NXT? That's what I want to know.
And Shinsuke.
Well, yeah.
And Finn.
Does that matter? Anyway.
NXT is about developing yourself when you don't have your character realized and you don't have a lot of experience. All those people had tons of experience.
I feel like Wrestle Kingdom in front of a larger crowd than WrestleMania is plenty of experience. So
I do too.
Yeah. Now, I feel like this class isn't as good as our previous classes.
True.
I mean, if we're thinking back to Seth Rollins and that whole class, which, holy shit. Then we have the last one, which is Finn and Shinsuke. Again, holy shit. I feel like we're kind of in a lull right now.
Mm-hmm. And the 4 horsewomen were in the whole Finn and Shinsuke, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I think right now, other than Bobby Roode, and I mean, whatever's happening with DIY, whatever's happening there, it's not as strong of a class. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not talented. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, if you look at the first class, which you have Bray Wyatt, you have the Wyatt family, you have the Shield, you have, basically the 4 horsemen when they started out. You have Sami Zayn. You have KO. Come on.
Right.
But
I think a lot of it has to do with the booking. The feuds to me aren't as good. The people they are teaming up against each other, I don't Aleister Black is so good. His whole intro is good. His whole look is good. He's so good. But I feel like they don't know what to do with him.
Well, and also I feel like there was a lot of quick call-ups. I feel like, honestly, you could have... I mean, I love Tyler Breeze. Don't get me wrong. You could have kept him there for a little while longer. You could have kept Apollo Crews there for a little while longer.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
You could have kept Ascension there for a little while longer.
Yeah. Because they made a joke out of Ascension.
Yeah.
And they didn't used to be.
Yeah.
In NXT, they were good.
And
not that they're not good, but...
As much as I love Ty, you could have kept him there for a little while longer. Just because they need that name. Because right now, you just got Bobby Roode.
And they're not even using Ty.
Yeah.
On SmackDown.
Exactly.
So.
And now for the future, I'm sure you've all heard the rumors. Adam Cole.
Yes.
I am thrilled.
I am
in
too.
a way. Because I feel like he will be booked all right on NXT.
I think he'll make sure he's booked right.
I worry about the main roster, but
really,
I do. I just feel like if Vince gets his hands on him, it's gonna be bad. I feel like Hunter, though, at least knows what the fuck a little bit what he's doing. So,
I I feel like Adam would be one of those people that'd be like, look, I'm not doing this. Like,
and then they'd say, get out.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because I think if you really stand up for yourself, supposedly, if they want you that bad, they'll do what you say. Which is what Dean Ambrose said. Which I don't know why in the hell he's not up in that office saying, hey.
It's because he said no. Now he's dressed in a bear costume. Do you really want to say something?
Well, he was also saying that about the Shield. He was saying that the three of them would be like, no, we're not doing this. Nope, we're not doing it.
I will keep my opinions to why.
No, I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think it was the Shield was like the driving force on Raw and SmackDown at that point. You know, it was both. And I think they did get what they wanted because people wanted to see them. And people will want to see Adam Cole. People will flip their shit to see Adam Cole. Yeah, me too.
I'm pointing to myself.
But they can't ruin him. Don't ruin him. Let him be a heel. Don't make him be a face.
Let him be himself.
And I know they're not going to let him do story time. I just have a feeling they're not going to let him do that.
Probably copyrighted.
Probably, which is going to be really sad. He better get to keep his freaking music.
I'm wearing the shirt still.
I mean, Hunter, yeah, me too. Hunter got Colt a personality for CM Punk. He can get the rights to that song for Adam Cole. Like,
come on.
Get the rights for that song because don't take that away from him. That was like my favorite entrance music ever, I think. Music wise.
I feel like
I love it.
Honestly, I feel like he could really get the rights. But another person who is a little more intimately close to NXT, which Adam, we don't know what's going on. Crazy Steve from TNA had a tryout over the weekend, actually. Which, why do you have to try out?
They all have to try out. Pete had to try out.
Well, why?
I don't know.
Look at him. Jesus.
He had to. I mean, guy was in like match of the year, and
I love how you and I are like, we look at him and go, you're hired. But I haven't, you're hired. What? You're hired.
Yeah, to stand here, talk to us for about 20 seconds. We'll know.
I need a minute.
You need a minute?
I need a
Yeah, I think I would know.
I need a minute. Then I'd be like, all right. Well, he could be like, hi, my name is Pete. Soul.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. We'd be a sexual harassment lawsuit waiting to happen.
Probably, but then he'd be like, you want to go out for vegan food? I'd be like, yep, no.
Or steaks. Or steaks. You know.
But,
all right. Next question.
Oh, we didn't say anything about Ruby Riott, though. Do you like Ruby Riott?
Meh.
Meh, me too.
Meh. All right. She's no Asuka. Let's just put it there.
No.
Okay.
I do like Ember Moon.
Similar question.
Oh, sorry.
I do like Ember Moon. Funny story, and that just really, somebody I know who I went to high school with named their daughter Ember Rose today.
That's pretty.
Instantly thought of Ember Moon.
That makes me think of Amber Rose, the model, actually.
Yeah, I know. Anyway.
Ember Moon wrote fan fiction, too. I'm sorry. I had to throw that in there.
She did?
Yes!
I heard her already.
She went on I think it was Up, Down, Down with Xavier. She's on something with Xavier, and she was going through a really rough time in her life, and she started writing wrestling fan fiction. And Xavier was fully supportive. He did not make fun of her. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
You know who else did?
Who?
AJ Lee.
Really?
She wrote fan fiction.
Very interesting.
She put it in her book.
Really?
Yes, she did. All right, guys. Next question. Very similar. From Anonymous. Our opinions, favorites, etc. on Ring of Honor.
Yay!
Yay! We love Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
We do. Obviously, you know, we like Marty and Dim Boys and Adam and the Bucks and
Adam's not there anymore.
Well, when he was there, we loved him.
Yes.
God, I don't want to think of a world like this. Dalton Castle, we love. Who else do I love? I love everybody.
Do you like Bobby Fish?
I like him. I mean, I wouldn't say, like, I love him. Like, the Briscoes, I'll, like, search out shit for the Briscoes.
Oh, me too.
I don't find myself going, like, oh, Bobby Fish's match is on? Hell yeah, let's record that.
No, but I like him. I still cannot remember my Ring of Honor person that I love so much, and I can't even think of their name. But yeah, a lot of people are going to Ring of Honor. Jay Lethal left TNA. He's on Ring of Honor.
Which, Jay Lethal is badass. I will say it. If you ever have the chance to go see Ring of Honor live, that will change your whole perspective on Ring of Honor.
I'm going in August again.
They never come over here, so they only come like one time a year, and it's to Vegas. And obviously, I went in March for 15th anniversary, and it was the best / worst night of my life. It was a rough evening, guys. But anyway, I saw Broken Matt.
That's true, you did.
That's true, I did. I lost my shit. But anyway, I love Ring of Honor. I am a little behind right now, though.
Me too. Admit that. Me too. I have them all taped on my DVR, but I am behind. I just haven't had time to sit down and watch them. Like, I enjoy sitting down and watching those from beginning to end. Yeah. If I get home and Raw or SmackDown is already over or halfway over, I fast forward through a lot of shit. Like, I'm not going to lie, I fast forwarded through, like, a good 2/3 of SmackDown last night.
Thank you.
Don't care. Don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Thank you. Plus no fashion files.
Yeah, I know. They just got their shirt and everything. Like, what the hell?
I don't know.
They must have been in the opening, the first match, like the dark match, because Fandango posted a picture of him wearing his shirt at SmackDown. So,
Dango.
Put him in the dark match in the beginning.
Book him, Dango. Book him, Vince.
But yeah, Ring of Honor is awesome, and it's really awesome live. Very awesome. Because it's smaller. Like, you're not in some huge arena like when you go to Raw or SmackDown. It's very much smaller and more intimate. And everybody there is a wrestling fan. They're not there.
As much as you, if not more.
Right. Like, they're not there because they are being drawn in by all this commercial shit. Like, if you're at Ring of Honor, you're a wrestling fan. Because Ring of Honor is not on TV advertised everywhere. There's not merch advertised everywhere. They're not on the cover of a Lunchbox or some shit. Like, you have to know what Ring of Honor is.
I will say they're not there because John Cena brought them there.
Correct.
That's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. Not a ton of kids either, thank God.
No, there's not. But the kids that are there know their shit.
They're badass kids.
They know who they are.
My kid, when I have my child, will be probably at Ring of Honor shows.
Yep.
True story. All right, so we kind of covered this a little bit. Adam Cole and the possibility of going to NXT.
So his girlfriend, your favorite person in the whole world, posted a picture on Instagram story today of him. I don't know who the woman was. I don't know if it was mom.
It was her mother.
Her mother. They were in Target, and she was holding a NXT belt from the toy section, and Adam was standing there staring at it, and that was all she posted. So I think it's pretty much confirmed at this point.
I want that NXT title belt, the kids one.
I want it on Adam's waist. That's where I want it. Although
Can
I
have
Bobby
him
Roode
wearing it?
Yeah. And nothing else? Yeah, sure.
Sounds good to me. Book it.
Yep. Book him versus Bobby. Let Bobby loose and Bobby the main roster. Let Adam have the belt.
And then life's good.
Yep.
I don't know what I was just doing. Just now my phone went crazy. Oh, geez. What did I do? I laid on my phone and something happened. This happens, guys. Next question. You had 2 screen names, so I picked a good one that I liked. DIY trash. And I kind of changed the question a little because I feel like I kind of want to start something. So this was like the perfect segue of how we could have a new segment for this thing.
Okay.
How WWE should book DIY's breakup and not ruin it.
I have to admit that I'm not a huge NXT follower, so I don't know a ton about DIY. Like, I know enough to where I know what it was like before, and then I watched what happened, and it was horrible and heartbreaking, even though I didn't know a ton about them. So I'm going to let you take this one for the most part.
All right. So let me go ahead, guys. I love me some DIY. And here's how I think WWE should book it. One, we gotta just know that Ciampa will be out for like 4 to 6 months probably. So, I say we play it out on the main roster. Bring Johnny Wrestling back. Move him up at SummerSlam. Maybe bring Candice LeRae in.
She's probably going to be in the tournament, though, right?
Exactly. Well, think about it this way. The tournament's July, SummerSlam is August.
Oh, okay.
Could work. So, obviously they'll be there doing their thing. She will actually wrestle and not be his manager, Vince.
Because she could beat him.
But she could beat just about anybody.
Yeah.
But let them do their thing and then have him come up out of the blue. Just like his psycho killer self, come up out of the blue, attack him again, and start that feud. And not, well, like, don't do it like Enzo and Cass. Don't do the same shit. Like, come up with something original here. Please.
I don't think they did it like Enzo and Cass to me, because the night after the pay-per-view or whenever that was, he came out there and he actually gave Johnny some props. Like, he wasn't like running him down. He, the whole point was, oh, well, I knew I was going to be out, which they didn't know he was going to be hurt. So I don't know what the original plan was, but.
Well, I think they had an idea because it was a nagging injury. But
so you take time off or something.
Yeah. So it wasn't like it was like he got hurt during that match. I think they knew. But the thing is, I feel like they would almost repeat it on the main roster. If they're still in NXT, it's not going to repeat. It's not. But I feel like Johnny could be moved up by the time he's back. So that's the only variable you really have to think about is, could he possibly be moved up? Or are they going to keep him out the entire time? Which would be insane. But right. Are they going to keep him out the entire time? It really depends on... I think you can't really make it cliche, though. Because 2017 seems to be the year friendships end.
Mm-hmm.
Literally everybody.
You can see it coming from a mile away. Yeah. Just like Hype Bros, I can see that coming.
So, exactly. So, I feel like you can't make it like everybody else because we already had the Festival of Friendship breakup. We've already had Enzo and Cass breakup. We've had Adam, the Bucks, and Marty, that whole breakup. We've had, which don't say that they're not watching the WWE because they really are. They totally are. I'm sure we'll have 2 more breakups from the rumors I'm hearing, which one of them we all know is going to be the Hype Bros.
Damn Zack Ryder.
Fuck him.
Although I'm glad. I want Mojo to be by himself.
Yeah. Mojo, go kill it.
Yep.
But I feel like this maybe isn't it, but that will be the one thing that would ruin it is if they just played it off like everybody else's breakup. Because I feel like maybe the WWE's out of ideas, and they're like, yeah, let's break everybody up.
Where is your tag team divisions? Like, seriously. Like, they're breaking up everyone. I'm telling you, when they broke up KO and Jericho, I was so upset. I mean, obviously I knew it was going to happen, but I loved them together. They were freaking hilarious. And I'm like, why do you ruin good things? Why do you ruin them? I just don't understand.
I don't either.
You can have people break up without it being this big... colossal.
Have them decide to go separate ways.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do it all the time, but I mean, the Enzo and Cass thing hurt just almost as bad as Seth turning on the Shield. Almost.
Seth on the Shield was devastating.
Yeah, and I did not see that coming. I didn't. Well,
And that's because the original plan was Dean to be
right.
the one to turn heel.
Yeah, and they kind of, you could kind of see the hints of that. Yeah.
But then Seth did it. You're like, holy shit, what just happened?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, guys.
I don't think they'll put Johnny up on the main roster by himself, though. I really don't.
But I feel like that was the other reason given of why they broke him up, was they wanted 2 main roster guys, not a tag team.
Well, now they need a tag team. They don't have anybody to tag.
Hey, here we go. Fashion Police for all the titles.
Yes.
Oh, God, yes. When they break up. Oh, God. That will be, like, devastating. I'll be like, what?
It'll be like a real breakup. A real breakup.
There'll be days where I'm just laying here just sobbing. Book 'em, Daco.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, that would be horrible.
It will be.
All right. Another anonymous question. When did you get into wrestling, and why did you get into wrestling? There's more to this. This is a loaded question. So
it is.
This is a really loaded question, guys. I should have broke it up. Oh, well. Who was your first favorite? Who was your inspiration? First inspiration. First crush, and your first memories. Told you it's a loaded question. So we'll start with when and why.
Okay.
I feel like that might be the easiest conversation. I feel like wrestling was kind of in and out of my life as a child.
Me too.
Like, I've been told 2 instances I don't even remember. Like, really, I don't remember 2 of them. And my mom actually just told me one more last night, so this is the second one that Jennifer doesn't even know about. So, I was 3 years old. It was WrestleMania 8. And I guess I walked into the room. I don't know. I was 3, so I don't obviously remember this. And Ric Flair was there with him and Mr. Perfect, had his robe on, and I was mesmerized, supposedly, by this as a 3-year-old.
By a shiny robe, I get it.
By Ric Flair in a shiny robe.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay. I could see that. I'm mesmerized now by Ric Flair in a shiny robe, so it makes sense. Now the second one, I was 4 or 5, and my dad was watching ECW while he was babysitting. Good job, Dad. So if I was 4 or 5, my brother would have been 2 or 3. Yeah, good job, Dad. And supposedly I was like, what's going on?
Tell me all about it.
Yeah, what are we watching? So that could be why I like ECW. I like death matches. I don't know. Anyway, my first actual memory of wrestling that I remember myself actually watching, I was 9. And for my 9th birthday, I got my first TV set in my bedroom, which at the time I was like, I am important. I'm an adult now. Yeah, that was a big deal, guys.
Yeah.
And I was flipping through the channels, and I was supposed to be asleep, but I was flipping through channels. And it was Mankind versus Undertaker.
Oh, Lord.
Hell in a Cell. And it was when he fell off the freaking cell. So, as a 9-year-old, I'm like, what the hell's happening? Is he dead? Like, what's happening? So, basically, I was, like, horrified, intrigued, and kind of like, I have to keep watching this.
That's so funny.
What's happening? And I haven't really looked back since.
But you said there were breaks, right?
There was one break. I mean, okay, so if we're talking about an actual break, there was a break. There were times where I wasn't watching as much, but there was one actual break. But otherwise, I watched pretty religiously. Otherwise. So, and the break was 2010-ish to 2013 when the Shield came around. So, yeah. But anyway, back to those other questions, since I have it written down. My first favorites were Undertaker and Triple H. I love DX, guys. I really did love DX as a child. It was really bad. My first inspiration was Stephanie McMahon, and still is. And my first crush was Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Triple H is in DX Triple H? Or is in pedigree old Triple H?
We're gonna go DX, because Hunter Hearst Helmsley was a no for me.
Really?
Yeah, it was a no for me. Then again, I wasn't watching, and I was probably 6 at the time, so what do I know? Anyway, yeah.
Okay, well, my cousin is a huge wrestling fan. He's 8 years older than me, and I remember my grandmother lived next door to us, and then, okay, my backstory, I live in the country, or I did. I lived in the sticks, right? And so both of my uncles' houses are on either side of my grandmother and my parents' house. Like, we just have this whole area of land that the whole family owns, right? So we were always in and out of each other's houses. So my cousin that loved wrestling would come down and watch it with my grandmother, who watched wrestling because my grandfather used to watch wrestling and made her watch it. This is like old school wrestling, right? So anyway, I would watch it with my cousin and my grandmother. That's who I would watch wrestling with. And Sting was my favorite. I love Sting. And then I was trying to think the other day which wrestler it was that used to put the lips on people. You know what I'm talking about? I need to look it up. But every time he would beat somebody, he had like these, I don't know if it had Velcro on them or what, but he had like these red like glitter lips, and he would stick them on their face. He had them on his pants too. And then when he would beat them, he would like a kiss, he would like stick these lips on their side of their face.
Was it WCW?
Mm-hmm. I can't think of his name.
I wouldn't know then.
I can't think of his name. You know who I'm talking about. I loved him too. That will be ever burned in my brain, the lips on people's faces. But anyway, I started watching it with my cousin and my grandmother. And then I quit watching. Gosh, I don't know. I was probably 9 or 10. And then I didn't watch for a long time until I met my husband, which would have been I was 21. And then, well, I kind of watched here and there in between. But then when I met my husband when I was 21, he's obsessed. And so then that was what year was that? 2003? So then ever since then we've been watching. Like, I have no choice. I had no choice. I had to watch it. So pretty much my whole life, but there was a decent break there. But I feel like I didn't miss anything because I get told every time we watch wrestling, oh, this happened back then. Like, he's like this encyclopedia. Like, he can't remember what I told him an hour ago, but he can remember what happened 20 years ago on wrestling. So
hi.
But he's like, that's his thing. Like, he always says that that's the only thing that makes him happy other than, you know, like his family. That's the only thing that makes him happy is wrestling. So yeah, I think a lot of us can relate to that, for real.
That's for sure.
Yep.
We had that talk today.
Yep, we did. My first favorite was Sting. Inspiration. I don't know. Like, inspired by like a female wrestler? Is that what that means?
I don't necessarily think it has to be a female wrestler. I mean, a lot of people, I know in the little parentheses it says people say Trish and Lita. I mean, it doesn't have to be, I don't think.
I don't know. See, to me, Lita is a touchy subject because of the whole Matt situation and that live sex celebration. I will never forgive WWE for that. That was terrible.
It was horrible.
But I do love Lita as a person, everything she does for animals, because I love animals. But I don't think it would be Lita, and I don't think it would be Trish. I don't know who it would be. I'm going to skip that because I don't really remember.
Can I say what my number 2 would have been? And maybe that'll...
Sure.
Chyna.
Oh, I didn't like her either.
I liked Chyna. Just because she could kick a dude's ass.
She could.
Like, to me, that was like, as a kid, I was like, hell yeah. Then again, I was a violent child. So I was like, yeah.
Yeah, you started watching ECW at 4. I mean, come on.
Hey, I got kicked out of preschool, and that was before ECW, so don't even.
For doing what? Fighting?
Biting people.
Oh my god.
Plus, I didn't share.
Well, yeah. I'm an only child. I've never known how to share.
I'm not.
Okay. So I think I answered all that. All right. Next question.
No, you forgot Crush.
Oh, Sting.
Oh.
For sure. But I'm talking about old school Sting with the blonde hair.
Oh, boy.
I loved him. How about WCW Sting? I loved him.
Okay, you know what I've realized just thinking about what I said again? I have always liked heels. Jesus. All right.
Well, I like bad boys, so I feel you. But that's just the first one I remember looking at and being like, oh, he's really cute.
He's cute.
With Sting.
Okay, so this one I had to get help on at work. From Anonymous, if you could be one wrestler, who would it be? So you guys are all our readers. So my first instant thought was Bray Wyatt or Finn Balor. It took my friend at work to actually say not who you would fuck, who you would be. And then I was like, oh, you have a point. That's what I was thinking. Yep. So I chose Alexa Bliss.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. Yeah. I feel like our personalities are very similar. And yeah, I feel like I could totally be Alexa Bliss.
I love Alexa. She's my favorite female right now, for sure.
I have too many.
I would be Charlotte. Because I love Charlotte. And she's badass.
My second choice. Oh, go ahead.
I was paying attention. I was watching last night on SmackDown when they were beating up Ellsworth, her and Becky. And she's very good with, like, the subtlety of things. Like, whenever she was, like she was kicking dirt onto him when she was walking away from him. I'm like, she's really good at making sure that, like, everything she does is, like, there's a purpose for everything that she does. And I really love her.
My second choice was Becky.
I love Becky, too. Yeah. But I think Charlotte, I wish Charlotte would wear those jewels on her face again, though. I love that.
Okay, guys. So
random, but I wish she would.
So this is one that I thought of. And it's a loaded question, and now I'm like, why did I think of this? If you could have a dinner party with 10 wrestlers, dead or alive, who would it be?
Okay, well, at least there's no time to explain our reasoning, so just give us 10.
I took away the why, because honestly... Dusty Rhodes. Bray.
Okay.
Edge. Triple H. Pat Patterson, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Daniel Bryan, Finn Balor, and Nikki Bella.
Now, are we talking about who we would want to party with? Or are we talking about...
No, this would be if we had a dinner, not who we're going to go get drunk with after the dinner, because we know who those would be for me.
I would rather do that. Who would be fun to party with? Can I do that?
That could be your question later.
Oh, okay.
Because that has different answers.
I guess. Okay.
No, I'm serious. Like, yeah. Anyway.
All right, 10. Let's see. Shawn Michaels, because he's my favorite of all time. I love him. Mojo, just because I love him. I know he's not very established or anything, but I love him. Because I think he would be really fun, which goes under the party thing, I guess. But whatever.
There could be overlapping.
They could be overlapping. Yeah. Let's see.
I know one.
Arn Anderson. I think Arn Anderson would have a lot of really good stories.
He'd be good to party with, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say X-Pac.
He would be... Yes. That was a good one.
Who else? Ric Flair, for sure.
Obviously.
Fit Finlay. He would have a lot of good stories. William Regal. He would have a lot of good stories. Who would have really good stories?
I don't know, but I know who one of them needs to be.
Roddy Piper.
Who I thought. I know who I thought one of them would be.
Oh, Baron, but that would be for a totally different reason. But Roddy Piper, Baron, and then who would be my last one? I feel like Pete is the obvious answer, but
he might. Hey, you could have a whole nother list later when you party with them.
That's true. Okay, let's take Baron off and let's take Mojo off. So I got 3 more. Who would be? I'm trying to think of who would have really good, like, insightful stories. Pat Patterson would. I'll add Pat Patterson.
I just thought of one if I could take Finn off mine. Chris Jericho.
This is spiraling on him. Oh, yes. Yes.
Yes.
Chris Jericho.
Plus, I'd have him sing.
And then I have one more. Who would my last one be? Oh, Eddie Guerrero.
That's a good one.
Yep. That would be my 10.
Very good. And I will say, guys, I only chose Nikki Bella because she's super nice. Like, she's really nice in person.
Okay, now let's just do the party thing while we're here.
What's our number, 5 or 10? Or does it matter?
Let's do 10.
All right. Now,
what kind of party are we talking about?
Yeah, what kind of party are we talking about? Because there's different kinds of parties for different kinds of people.
That's true.
I feel like those people wouldn't be invited to my party. But,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Take it for what you will.
That's true.
We're not going to say what happens after the party, but hey, so Bray, Finn. I'm going to go with Bray and Finn. Ric Flair.
Really?
That guy still gets kicked out of bars. Hell yeah. Mojo. Enzo.
Yep, that's 5.
I know. I have my fingers counting. Oh my gosh. Not Daniel Bryan. Say that much.
No.
No. Seth. Dean. Braun.
He would be fun.
Yes. Yeah. Braun. Jericho. Oh no. Take Mojo out. The club.
Take Mojo out? What is wrong with you?
Because Gallows and Anderson would be hilarious.
Okay. Let's see. Who would I have? Well, I would have Mojo. I would have...
He's going to your party.
He's coming to my party. Baron Corbin is coming to my party. I think Trent Seven would be really fun. So, Trent Seven.
He'd be that responsible friend, I think.
He would be. He would still be funny.
He'd be funny, but he'd still make sure you, like, didn't drive drunk.
Yes,
yeah.
He would. Jay Briscoe.
Okay, party.
Yeah, I would. One that I want to go to. Who else? Who would I want to party with? I think Jericho would be fun to party with. I think Edge back in his day would have been fun to party with.
When he was rated R.
Yeah, rated R Edge. Who else could I see going on and getting drunk with? That would be really fun. Man, you think you would know, and then you blank out and you can't think of anything.
Yeah, you came up with this question.
I know. Okay, let me think. I'm trying to think of my fan fiction. Who do I write a lot of fan fiction of? AJ. I think AJ would be fun.
But AJ, remember, has to hide it from his wife because, remember, he drank Malibu rum in Hawaii. And,
that's true. But
or Diet Coke. I mean, whatever we're talking about.
That's true. But, this is kayfabe. AJ.
AJ.
Dean.
Oh, God.
Seth. I agree with you on those two. And who would my last one be? Braun. No.
Yes.
He would be fun, but no.
He would be the best party. Like, that would be the kind of party that you, wake up in jail.
That's why Trent is there, to keep me from going to jail.
Or my fanfiction headcanon's right, and he'd be dancing to Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, and it'd be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. I'm gonna say Tyler Bate, because of his club.
He would be fist pumping.
He would. Okay, that's my 10.
Okay. So guys, there you go. And you already know who we'd bang, so
yeah, pretty much everybody on my who I would party with list.